Come across this tree yesterday. Took a ride, was out looking for chaga. Didn't see any, but I come across this pine tree and I think we can get some fatwood off it. Well, there is some fatwood in there, but that's going to take forever doing it that way. We're going to do it Youper style. And this is Youper style. Haven't got to any fatwood yet. We're getting to a little bit now. Get this as close to the tree as I can. Well, there is some fatwood in there, but up here in the UP we don't get, you know, a big old chunk like down south and other places, but there is some. We'll try to get some more. You would think that in these limbs there'd be a lot of fatwood, but it's basically just in the outer ring of that tree on the limbs. There's really not a lot in the center of the of it. I cut a few more up here. And the same thing, really nothing in the middle of it, but we'll split them apart. I'm gonna do some more riding in the four-wheeler and see if I can't find another pine tree, but there's no sense of cutting all these limbs off for very little fatwood. It's kind of too wet to tell. Man, it doesn't smell like it, but it sure does look like it. I think I'm going to strap this whole piece right to the front of the four-wheeler. Just take it back home with me. Get the chainsaw on it. I'm going to cut a few more of these other limbs down here and see if there's any on this. Alright, I'm going to gather up these pieces, take them back home. piece has got a lot of nice fatwood in it. Do some more trimming on it. And we'll cut her up some more. fatwood I've ever found in a tree up here. This piece here, the tree blew over a couple years ago. Someone cut some pieces out of the way to get the four-wheelers through, but this thing's just loaded with it. That's the most I've ever seen. I cut a few more. Just amazing. Still loaded in there with it. Well, I'll get the axe out, try to chop some up and see what it looks like. This was just taking too long trying to split it with an axe. Look at these pieces. They're just loaded with it. Just loaded. So, we're going to try something different. Make this quicker. Waiting for that stove to kick off. I got the door open. It's 41 degrees this morning, and I thought I'd burn the rest of those scraps. But I want to show you how I make my dust. I just trim up some of these pieces small enough to fit into a pencil sharpener. Small enough to go anywhere. And I'll tell you what, there was a pile of fatwood left in those in that tree, and I cut it up in blocks, threw it in the wood stove just to clean up the garage. And it didn't take long for that thing to kick on. There's still a lot of oil left in it. But this is what I do. I'm going to set the camera up over by the pencil sharpener, and we'll see if we can't get some of this stuff to light. Alright, let's go back to the bench, dump this out, see what we got. Alright, this doesn't come out that great. I think my plans are in the future is to go back with the chainsaw, and the tree that I got this off of, I think what I'm going to do is, you know, like on a pine tree you got tree, then a bunch of limbs that all grow out, tree, bunch of limbs that all grow out. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with a chainsaw and I'm going to cut all them limbs off and take that spot where all the limbs are in it. And I'm going to make a can. I think I'll take a piece of pipe at work and a small piece of pipe and put a nipple on it so I can screw it on, bury it, and try to make some of this pine oil that I've seen other people do on YouTube. I have no use for it. It's just something I think I want to try. So let's see how good this stuff really is. I'll put some here and we'll try to light it with a ferro rod. Stuff takes off pretty good. Now let's get it off the bench before we set it on fire. So this is all the fatwood I got out of that tree, and this is some Maya dust, but it's really not that good because all the stuff I was cutting on the table saw and the compound miter saw was basically I was trying to cut around the fatwood. So I think I'm just going to burn that in the wood stove and call it good. Alright, till next time guys. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.